Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to AneurynPlays. I am as always Aneurin, and today, well, we're not actually going to be playing anything today, not with any sort of, dedication to getting through anything. I'll be showing you a few games, but there will be no playing as such. Today it's not AneurynPlays, it's Aneurin Talks, and Aneurin is going to talk at you whether you like it or not. Actually, if you don't like it, well, there's other things on YouTube to watch. But hi, welcome everyone. As usual, everyone is welcome to be here. Today's stream is going to be a little bit different. It's different because what I'm going to be doing today is, first of all, I'm going to be going over what has happened in the past month. Because of course, there's been a few issues with YouTube and everything, so I want to make sure that goes through just fine. That's explained to everyone, that everyone understands what is exactly what's happening, and what I plan to do about it. But also, today is going to be the day where I officially reveal my new overlays. Do you like them? Good. Yeah, I've already been using the overlays for a few weeks now, but technically today is the official look at all the new overlays. Woo! Fantastic. Alright. So I'm going to be going through my AneurynPlays overlays, but I'm also going to be going through another set of overlays that is going to be related to another set of streams that I'll be doing. So this is going to be a proper explanation of what I'm going to do going forward with my schedule. I did mention that I would be trying to add more streams to my schedule, and people were concerned that I was going to be doing a 7-day week. And then when I said that I wasn't going to do a 7-day week, people were concerned that I was going to be doing 2 streams a day. And I kind of am, but we'll get to that. I'm also going to go over a few games that I'm going to be playing, things that I know for a fact I will be playing in the near future. And what else have I got? Also, I'm going to leave this open for questions and suggestions of discussion, because if there's something that you guys are not sure about, that maybe you want to ask a question like, hey, what's going on with this? I'll try to answer it if it's something that I can answer. So, welcome everyone. I can see that Mint is already here, and Max is here, and Kiko is here, who will be our moderator for this evening. Before we get into anything, I just want to give it a little bit longer. I want to give people an opportunity to show up. Hey Tim, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Actually, how are all of you doing today? Robin has a question. Welcome, Robin. How are you doing? What is your question, Robin? Been meaning to ask girls what's up with it. I know, right? Women. I forgot my... Oh, no. Oh, no. Robin forgot the question. Welcome. Welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope that this isn't boring for all of you. I hope that the stream... I mean, we're basically just going to be going over a bunch of stuff, so if it's something that you like, you know what, I don't need to be here for this, I'll watch it later, that's fine too, I don't mind. But we are going to quickly go over, like I said, everything that's been happening with the channel right now, because things are being a bit wonky, and how I plan to overcome those issues, and what we're going to be doing in terms of streams going forward, and the new schedule. So, as some of you may be aware, as of September, when was it? September 2nd, I was inducted into the YouTube Partner Program. I was officially monetized, and I thought everything was going really well. That was for exactly 5 days, because on the 7th, I was removed from the Partner Program. And I think I know the exact reason why, but of course, YouTube being YouTube, they don't tell you. I was removed from the Partner Program for re-uploading content. And that is so vague. It's so vague as to be absolutely meaningless, because it could mean that you re-uploaded your own content, or it could mean that you re-uploaded someone else's content. And if it is related to re-uploading someone else's content, you don't have to be copyright struck to be taken down for re-uploaded content. Yeah, okay, my brain broke at that point. So, I've tried to get some sort of a proper answer out of YouTube, and of course that's like trying to drain blood from a stone. And the answer that I feel like, I think what the problem was is that I included music in the starting soon, be right back, and now ending sequences. And while I can have music on in the background, like currently we're listening to Backing Track, and their song Synthetic Dreaming. While that's fine, it's got me speaking over it. So it's not like the heart of the material. What you were here for, you're not here to listen to the background music. The background music is incidental. You're here to hear me speak. But with the music being the only thing playing in the now starting soon, be right back, and ending scenes, it does mean that I am essentially re-uploading a compilation of other people's work. I think that's what got me. But just to be sure, I have taken music out of those sequences, and some of you might be thinking, now hold on a second. I've got music in my starting soon, be right back, and ending screens. But I've never been done for that. Yeah, I know. I noticed that. I noticed that too. Funny, innit? So, something that you may or may not be aware of is HoloLive. If you know me, you're probably somewhat aware of HoloLive, because I play HoloCure. But the HoloLive girls always have music in their intros and outros and their be right backs. The funny thing about that is, I always believed that was original music that was specifically written for them. But that's not always the case. In fact, they get their music from a royalty-free website, and they play that music in the intro, be right back, and outro sequences. Which means they aren't getting done for the same thing that I got done for. Which is a tad frustrating, as you might imagine. But as usual, is one rule for the people that bring YouTube a lot of money, and one rule for people who don't. So, that's just something that I kind of have to deal with right now. And the truth be told, that's the same for Twitch as well. If they get a copyright claim on someone who isn't really making a whole lot of money, you are going to get a higher punishment than someone who is making them a lot of money. So, it's just the way that the world works at the moment, unfortunately. It's rather unfair, but sadly there's really nothing I can do about it. I can complain to YouTube, and I have, but the reality is that they ultimately don't care. At the end of the day, if you're not making them lots of money, okay, they'll just move on to the next person. The next person who could potentially make them more money than you can. So, I have been removed from the monetization program. As of today, I am no longer in the monetization program. You might still be able to see a super thanks and a super chat. I've been told that the buttons can last a little bit longer. Sometimes they last a couple of days after you've been removed from the program. I had the option in the past 2 weeks to appeal, but this is where things get a little bit wonky. Originally, I was planning to appeal, but I was kind of panicked, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't read as well as I should have, and I made a mistake. I went around through my various streams, and I started deleting duplicate streams, because I did have some duplicates, but they weren't visible for the public. I started deleting some duplicate streams that were in the background, and I started editing a bunch of streams that had the music in the intro and outro. And my idea was that I was going to appeal to say, hey, no, I think I should still be in the monetization program. This was a mistake. But that's not what appeals are for. If you are lodging an appeal, you are not saying, I made a mistake, oops, but I've corrected it. You're saying, YouTube, you've made a mistake. So if you go through and correct those mistakes that you think you've made, if you delete a bunch of stuff, or if you edit a bunch of stuff, you can no longer appeal. Because you are admitting in deleting stuff that you did something wrong. So I made a big mistake, and I wasn't able to appeal. But after going through all of that stuff, I did come to realize that I probably wouldn't have appealed anyway, on account of the fact that, yeah, I probably did screw up. And that was, like I said, I had music without my voiceover, without any sort of change or editing or anything like that. I had music playing in my intro and outro sequences. That is going to sort of change in the future. I will still have music at some point, but I have gone into the process right now of learning to make music. I've gotten a digital audio workstation, or work thingy. I've got a program for making music, and I'm going to learn to make music just so I can make a few loops for my streams. It'll be entirely my own. They can't claim that I'm uploading someone else's work, and it will be a loop specifically designed to use in the intros and outros. That's it. That's how we're gonna move forward. And at some point, I'm gonna replace this chair so it's not going clunk all the time. Yeah. So that's how we're gonna move forward with music and stuff. I'll be the first person on the hill saying that YouTube needs to give creators a chance to correct Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think YouTube's capability to just remove people from the monetization program without telling them what they did wrong and without giving them an opportunity to fix it is absolutely ridiculous. It's utterly stupid, and I think it's incredibly unfair, especially for new people who maybe don't fully comprehend exactly what it is I mean, to a certain extent, you should know. You know, I should have read everything. I should have been absolutely certain of what I was doing. But I wasn't. I made a mistake, and I am paying for that mistake. But that's fine. As of December 29th? No. Hold on. I think December 5th, beginning of December 5th. Because that would be the day that I was reprimanded. So as of December the 5th, I will be able to reapply, and I'm going to do so. And by that point, I will have gone through all of my streams, every single one of them, and edited them. And that way, I'll be going into the partner program knowing full well that I have done my absolute best to edit down any music that's being used, cut out any sections that might be a problem for YouTube, and I'm going to be adding title cards. That's something which I've not done on YouTube at all. I don't have title cards at the end of any of my streams, but I have gone back through all of my Tears of the Kingdom streams. I have docked the starting soon section, so it goes straight into the chatting section. And I've docked off most of the ending sequence, and I've put end cards on all of those. The Tears of the Kingdom streams were basically my prototypes. I was going through trying to figure out exactly what I wanted to do. And now that I've gone through and done all of those, I've also gone through the Stardew Valley streams. And I've gone through... Well, I've done some of the Monster Hunter streams, but not all of them. And I think I did some of the Xenoblade streams as well. But by the time December rolls around, I'm going to have gone through all of my streams, docked the intro segment off, docked most of the outro segment off, inserted new music from the YouTube audio library if I need to, and we'll move forward from there. And I think that's something which I really needed to do, because it's something that really my streams have been very... Oh my goodness, this chair is being louder tonight than usual. My streams are very much in the moment. It's not really something that many people can go back and rewatch. There's a lot of things, you know, like there's, like I said, the intro sequence. There's like 10 to 15 minutes of intro sequence. There's be right back sequences, which I haven't cut out. So going back and making the whole experience a little bit easier to deal with, to be able to just go in and watch them, I think that's a lot more important. That's something important which I should have been doing up till now. I also need to go back and redo all of the chapters, because I did have to delete the chapters to be able to edit the streams down. But yeah, I'm going to be going in and putting the chapters back in as well. Oh, Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII was the other one which I did. I redid all the streams for. So that is where we are right now. I am currently demonetized, and I am officially out of the partner program as of today. And I will be reapplying as of December. It's been a rough few weeks. It's been a rough few months. It's just been one problem after another, honestly. It's been really frustrating. Some of the stuff just feels like... some of the stuff is the sort of thing that you might get from buying a new PC, trying a new setup, making new overlays, you know, stuff like that. So, some of it is what you kind of expect, the work that you need to do to make sure that you can continue streaming, you know? But some of it has been so out of pocket, just completely out of left field, and it's been frustrating. Like, I got really angry about the whole demonetization thing, because I felt like I was doing everything that I could. I was doing my best to try to be within YouTube's rules as I could possibly be, but I still managed to fall foul of it. And it frustrated me because there are so many channels on this website which is just re-uploading the same crap over and over again. AI written, AI voiceover. Hell, these days you can use an AI to put your video clips together. So there's a load of just absolute rubbish AI shit on this website. And I got done for low quality uploads. Because that's ultimately where it comes down to. That's what YouTube calls it. You don't re-upload the same stuff over and over again and get to be in the monetization program, because they want high quality, unique uploads. I'm sorry, what? If you're gonna have a go at me, who streams, and I can categorically prove to you that every single stream is unique and live in the moment, and that I do my best, entertainment is in the eye of the beholder, right? So I can't turn around and say, I am super entertaining. But I do my best to be as entertaining as I can. And it gets really hard to be entertaining when you've got this pressure on you, telling you that you're not good enough from the platform itself. And yet I still try. I keep trying. And I get done for it, despite the fact that there are AI channels out there that literally zero effort goes into. And they are allowed to stay on this platform. It's a bit heartbreaking, honestly. It's one of those things that just kind of makes you wonder how you can do anything when you're doing your best to stay within the rules. But then you've got like tons of AI channels that don't get the same sort of treatment. Some of these AI channels are monetized. It's an absolute disgrace. It's a shame. And I don't mean that as in, you know, the colloquialism, oh, that's a shame. No, I mean, it is a shame. It is a shame on YouTube. They should be doing more. They should be doing more to protect and help creators like myself who are trying their best. And it's a shame that they are allowing all of these rubbish, regurgitated, bullshit AI channels to continue. It's disgraceful. There's a Chinese sewing. There's a Chinese sewing / mending channel that, although has some 50 tutorials, it has hundreds of videos because they re-upload their own stuff in cycles. Exactly. You're not supposed to be able to do that. YouTube straight up says you shouldn't do that. It's re-uploaded content. And that's what I was done for. Re-uploaded content. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, but alright. I'll do what I can. One leaf embroidery video was on the channel 4 times just with a new number in the description. I kind of feel, I kind of feel like I want to be vindictive and just go around, start reporting all these channels. But at the same time, it's too much effort. It's just too much effort. But yeah, that's currently where I'm at. That is currently where I'm at. I don't currently have any monetization. For anyone who did send me super chats, there was a couple. Big thank you to you guys, but I don't think I am going to be able to regain my access to that, unfortunately. So we'll see how that goes. We'll find out when I do get my monetization back, whether or not I get my money back. All right. Well, that's the past dealt with, but the past is gone now. It's over with, and though its effects will echo on through the ages, I must look to the future. YouTube has been like this for so long too. A lot of the AI channels or highly repetitive ones have just found a way past the YouTube detection, and it never feels... Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's it. You're absolutely right, Mint. And the thing is, one of the other issues as well is YouTube's treatment of reaction content. It's a coin flip. YouTube says that they allow reaction content, and I recently started watching a channel which is primarily a reaction channel. And it's... Oh, what was his name? I can't remember what the... Metis, his name was. He's this black kid that grew up on rap and hip-hop and stuff like that, and he's never really cared about or listened to rock or metal, and he's just now getting into listening to a bunch of different artists in the rock and metal genres, and he started listening to Black Sabbath, and I do love when, especially black artists or black music critics and stuff like that, when they start listening to Black Sabbath. It's really interesting because, culturally speaking, they've got a lot of connection to like rap and hip hop and blues, especially in America. You got the Louisiana and the Delta blues, and anyone who knows any like black artist and black critic, music critic that knows their music history, they have a very big appreciation and a lot of knowledge about the blues and about, you know, how all of that came out of slavery, and a lot of gospel music and a lot of folk music turned into this uniquely black experience with the blues. And Black Sabbath, a lot of people think, oh, Black Sabbath are metal. They are. They created the metal sound. But they are all blues. Black Sabbath is a blues band, ultimately. And so I love watching black musicians that haven't really experienced metal or rock and roll, and they just mostly focus on rap and hip-hop and blues and stuff like that. When they experience Black Sabbath for the first time, it's like their eyes are opened and like, hold on a second, this is blues. It's such a great experience to watch these people go, I always hated metal because I always thought it was all, you know, like guitars and loud and shouting, but I get this. It's such a cool feeling to be there and to be like, yeah, you got it 100%, because I love Black Sabbath, I love metal music, I love rock and roll, I'll listen to pretty much anything. I love blues, you know, so yeah, but this guy, I kind of went on a tangent there. This guy reacts to entire albums. He doesn't just put on a song and be like, oh yeah, this is cool. He listens to an entire album in his video. And he's monetized. And yet someone, like what I did last time I did a just chatting stream, like myself, I can have a 5-10 second clip of something that belongs to the BBC, and it gets copyright claimed. It's amazing. It's so inconsistent. Hey Moo, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? Congrats on 2.0. Thank you. I'll be going over exactly what 2.0 entails in just a moment. But we're kind of just bitching about YouTube at the moment. Yeah. Then you have the green screen kids. Do you know what? I have heard people complaining about green screen kids, but I've been kind of staying out. I'm on my way back home, so just listen in the car. No worries. Hey, glad you could be here. Wait, if you're listening in the car, please don't chat and drive. I don't have many followers. I need to keep as many as I can. Please don't crash the car. Welcome, Pika. How are you doing today? But yeah, like I was saying. Oh, you're not driving. That's alright then. Oh, thank goodness for that. Yeah, so reaction content is a little bit of a coin toss. I'm going to do some reaction stuff in the future. And you'll see how I'm going to be handling it very soon, because I'm going to be showing you some of the new overlays that I've got. But I'm taking steps to be able to do it in such a way that maybe it isn't going to be picked up by the YouTube bots, hopefully. Just currently installing a few games on the ROG. Oh yeah, Pika bought a ROG, the Republic of Gamers. What do they call it? The Ally, the ROG Ally, handheld PC. I've been very tempted to get one myself, but they're a bit pricey, especially after buying a $5,500 PC. I can't really afford to buy a handheld PC right now, but it is something that I have kind of been tempted to pick up. I did see one for $800, and I was like, you know what, I kind of wanna, but I decided not to. I was being good. I was saving my money. Just a lot of sound pollution, so you might not hear clearly. No worries. I'll try to be loud. React content is such a minefield because the spectrum of what is and isn't okay is defining the idiomatic integral structure of dew-laden spiderweb. Well, yes, that's almost exactly it, honestly. This is why I say it's a coin toss. Like, you can have React content which is fine, and then someone will turn around and say the exact same thing, and it won't be fine. And you gotta be very, very cautious, especially with what you can and can't show. And for the most part, I think the only way that I'm going to be able to do any kind of React content is by only doing other YouTuber stuff. Not doing even some memes. is gonna be dangerous, you know? So, I was looking for a video that I could play in the background when I show you my overlays. And I was originally going to play Nyan Cat, but I actually stopped and thought about it, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to play Nyan Cat, because that probably will get me copyright struck. Of all things, yes, you can potentially get copyright struck because of Nyan Cat. So, you gotta be very cautious about memes, you gotta be very cautious about what videos you can and can't show. So instead, I'm just gonna be looking at, like, other YouTubers' content. So, for example, Internet Historian. For example, Casual Geographic. Those are really good videos, and because it's like their content and they've put it out as being their content and they've done the voiceovers and everything like that, if they're being monetized, then I shouldn't get demonetized for using their content, you know? It's not the best barometer, but it'll have to do. But I do intend doing a few things in the future. The only green screen I care about is gap finder layout. No, I like it when VTubers do green screen stuff, because it means then that you can, like, they do green screen stuff specifically so that you can do, you can use their clips as memes, which I think is great. Intentional jargon aside, definite and consistent lines in the sand, no matter how strict, would be nice. Exactly, yeah, exactly. I think that's right. At the end of the day, being on YouTube means that you are agreeing to their terms, right? So long as you know what their terms can be acceptable even if they are strict. But that's the problem. At the moment, we don't really fully comprehend what YouTube's terms are. And they won't tell you. When you straight up ask them, what did I do wrong? They will not tell you. If you have $800, get a new chair. I will get a new chair. I've been promising to get a new chair for ages. I was planning on getting a new chair out of my first YouTube payout, but obviously it's going to be a while yet, isn't it? Had a tax return come in, so it was how I could. Oh, nice. Yeah, no, that's a good purchase, I think. That's definitely a good purchase. I would love to get one. I'd love to get a ROG Ally. Well, I'm not a big fan of Asus, but I think I prefer the ROG to the Steam Deck, honestly. I haven't got a problem with Steam. I was actually talking about this in the Discord. Quick segue. We have Discord. Feel free to jump on in there. Come join us. Come join the community. There we go. Segue done. I don't have a problem with Valve or Steam, but I don't like the Steam Deck. I don't like the touchpads. I think if Steam gave the option of touchpads or traditional thumbsticks, well, I know for a fact I wouldn't be picking the thumb pads, that's for sure. I much prefer traditional thumbsticks. I can't stand the touchpads. At the end of the day, if I wanted to use a bloody touchscreen for gaming, I would game on my phone. Blasphemy? Nah. Traditional sticks are way better than stupid touchpads. I like actual feedback, that I know that I'm pressing forward on something. Also, hi JC. No, I need actual sticks. I need actual sticks. I don't like thumb pads. They're stupid, they're horrible, I may as well be just using my thumbs on a screen. And the only game that has so far managed to convince me to keep coming back to it on my phone is Azure Lane. And even that I've got on my PC, and I use my Xbox controller to use when I'm not using it on my phone. Let me just get a drink here. Who would have thought that Shy Lily would taste so good? Anyway, let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got on my schedule? On my schedule? It's not really a schedule. It's a agenda. What's next on the agenda? I suppose we go through the overlays. So, welcome to the AneurynPlays 2.0 overlays. This is them. I've been using them for a couple of weeks because a couple of weeks ago, I was an idiot and accidentally deleted my old ones. Hey, go me! So, rather than remaking the old ones and then having to remake the new ones to replace the old ones, I just decided, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna make the new ones and we'll start using them. And that's what we have. So they've been slowly evolving over time, like little details have changed. You might notice that the hashtag ANELive and hashtag ANEUpdate are now at the top left of the screen, while Dimension Tripper is at the bottom right of the screen. They were the other way around, but I felt like putting the hashtags up at the top of the live chat made more sense. They may get moved in the future. I'm not 100% certain if they'll stay there, but for now, that's where they are going to sit. The Now Playing box has been updated slightly. It's now the bars actually mean something now. Previously, it was just like what looked good. Now it's actually set up in a between 1 and 10. So the bars actually mean something, which is great. Oh, and just in case anyone hadn't noticed, I've got new art. Look, I'm now wearing a hoodie. I'm now wearing a hoodie with the logo on it. And we'll talk more about that in the future because, of course, the logo hoodie is actually merch, which you will be able to buy in the future. In November, I believe. I will be doing that. But we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, new art. This is the new overlay. Not much as, if you've been here for the past 2 weeks, you would have seen it already. But let's quickly go through the different overlays that we've got. So this is the chatting screen. And we'll move on through to the gaming screen. Currently, I am in Guild Wars 2. I just loaded up my character so that this is a new character that I've been playing with, just trying to figure out about the game. It's been a while since I played it, so I've just been kind of working through remembering how to play. And it's a game that I intend playing at some point in the very near future. Like, Guild Wars 2 is a game... Guild Wars is the MMO that, for me, I enjoyed the most. I really loved Guild Wars. So, when Guild Wars 2 came out, it was very different. And it took me a while to get used to it, but after getting used to it, Unfortunately, I didn't get much of an opportunity to play much of it, so a lot of things have changed over the past few years. It's been literally years since I played this, and so I want to get back into it. I want to play it. I'm going to be playing oh, hello, where did you come from? I want to get back into playing Guild Wars. I'm probably going to play a ranged character. I'm not very good with melee characters in Guild Wars 2. But as you can see, we are streaming, and I'm playing a game, which means that we're going to be able to play PC games moving forward. That's kind of the big takeaway from all of this, is that we will be able to play PC games on stream in the very near future. I'll be getting into that. I'm going to be playing Guild Wars 2. We're going to be playing Elite Dangerous. We're going to be playing Minecraft. We're going to be playing Ion Fury. We'll talk about what games I will be playing soon. That's something else that's on the agenda to talk about today. But this is basically just showing we have PC games. PC games are a thing now. We will be able to play them going forward. Did you update how the mouth moves when you talk, or am I seeing things? I've made it a little bit more sensitive so that the mouth will move when I talk, rather than staying open for too long. Hey, Wasusa, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? More options for suffering. Yeah, well, yes, that is true. The more things that I rely on my PC for, clearly the more things are likely to go wrong. It has been long. It has been too long. And no, it's good to see you, man. Too much cleaning, inspections coming up. Oh, okay, yeah, understandable. So, yeah, so this is the gaming screen. You've seen the gaming screen before. Obviously, I've played a lot of stuff from Switch. I'm also going to be able to play Switch, PC, Xbox, and I've got a HDMI upscaler, which means I can play GameCube, N64, Super Nintendo, and I'm looking into getting another upscaling cable so that I can play PlayStation 2. So there are going to be lots of options, including 4x3 options. So I also have a 4x3 scene. So when I do play N64 games, whether that be on the Switch, or whether that be on the N64, or Super Nintendo games, or GameCube games, or PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 1, Sega, whatever it might be, I now have a 4x3 screen that we can actually play the more square aspect ratio. And yes, Ocarina of Time is one of those games that I will be playing in the near future. I want to get back to playing Zelda games soon, but there's going to be stuff before then. So, let me show you the actual new stuff. Something new, something that is going to be starting very soon. Hello. So, not a huge difference, admittedly. I still kept the same layout of my overlays. But welcome everyone to the loading zone. Now, it doesn't happen very often, but occasionally we'll get someone in the chat. Usually it's a new person, someone who's hasn't been around for very long. And they'll be like, come on, get on with it, play the game already. That gets annoying, and it gets old real quick, right? So I've decided that going forward, there will be no chatting, not like long chatting before the stream starts. Instead, there will be a second stream, or technically a first stream. What's going to happen is, at 5:30 p.m., so an hour earlier than usual, the loading zone is going to start. And the loading zone is going to be a just chatting stream that will go for an hour and a half. I'll then take an hour break, half an hour break, and we'll restart at 7 p.m. with the game. And that's how we're going to be doing it from now on. That's how we're going to be pushing forward. We're going to be doing 2 streams per day, sort of. You'll see the full schedule in just a bit, but we'll be doing 2 streams per day. We're going to be doing a chatting stream where we can talk about what have you guys been playing, anything that you're interested in. Would you like me to look at some trailers? Would you like to look at some do like some React stuff? Do you want me to watch Internet Historian? Do you want me to watch I don't know, someone else who does things? It's going to be basically an hour and a half to be able to sit down and just chat and catch up. Any sort of news is going to be done through the loading zone. Any sort of just I want to get some sort of a poll from you guys, you know, get some sort of a vote going on something. That'll be done in the loading zone. If we want to talk about what games to play in the future, that's going to be done in the loading zone. Everything now will be done in the loading zone before stream starts. And we've already got some things set up. Like I said, I've got this one. I hope it's going to be loaded. It's not. Of course not. That's not how this works. Give me a moment to check. I've largely forgotten. I could probably close Guild Wars. Hang on. Oh, there we go. All right. So, as you can see, I've got an effect over the top of the video. That is intentional. I know it's not the best to be able to view it, but that's kind of the point, you know? At the end of the day, it needs to be a little bit distorted, it needs to be a little bit screwy, so I'm not accused of just re-uploading someone else's content, you know? So, for some things like trailers, I can turn the effect off. Like, it's not a big deal. I can actually immediately go and turn that off like that. As you can see. So if we're going to watch a trailer, or it's something that, you know, there needs to be the distinct visuals, we need to be able to see what is actually happening, we can turn it off. But if it's something that may get me caught, I can throw this on to make it a little bit distorted, a little bit screwed up, so it's going to be harder for the YouTube algorithm to catch it, if you know what I mean. I guess I could improve the sharpness using... I'm still waiting on you to teach me how to make crab rangoon. Well, that's gonna... See, okay, now, I hadn't actually thought about that, but... When it comes to the loading zone, this is where we're gonna be doing some experimentation, right? You want to learn how to make crab rangoon? maybe we can do a loading zone about it. I'd like to learn how to make crab rangoon too. If we're gonna do like, I was saying before that I was gonna do some maintenance streams where I'd get a webcam set up so that so you guys can see me as I'm taking apart consoles and cleaning them and putting them back together. That's going to be done in the loading zone. If I'm going to do any modifications to like my N64, I'm going to take it apart, do the modifications, do some soldering, and put it all back together again in the loading zone. That's what this is for. It's for doing a lot more of those experimental streams. And I think even though the loading zone is obviously not the main event is playing various video games, I still feel like the loading zone will be offering its own kind of value to my streams as a whole. So I don't want people to think that this is just going to be some lazy React content stream. That's not the goal. We might do some React stuff, but that's not what it's for. It's going to be about doing a bunch of new and interesting things that perhaps don't really fit into the gaming side of my streaming. So take this with a grain of salt, but this already hurts my eyes. My eyes are terrible though, so it might just be me. To be serious, I need to teach myself how to make a lot of food. I've been so damn lazy about things. Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm kind of the same. We've got a few things that we make on a regular basis. Like we actually... We do food preparation, so we do all of our meals at the beginning of the week, and or sometimes it lasts a bit longer because we throw it into the freezer. But we make all our food at the beginning of the week, and then it just lasts for the week, for the month, or what have you. And we do need to come up with new variations, because at the moment what we're doing is very much the same thing over and over and over again. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to talk about food and stuff during the loading zone as well, because then we can share ideas, share recipes. We might even do some cooking streams. Maybe. But we need to, we need to be... that's going to take a lot of doing. It's not something I'm just going to be able to... This week we're doing a cooking stream. It's going to take some serious planning to make sure that all of that goes down. And so it's not something that's going to happen immediately. But we can work towards it. If that's something that you guys want to see, we can work towards it. And that, like I said, that's the whole point. That's what the loading zone is for. It's working towards being able to do more interesting things that isn't necessarily gaming. A lot of it is going to be gaming related. Like even the cooking stuff that I know already that I want to do is going to be gaming related, because there's things like Nuka-Cola recipes that I want to try. I want to make Nuka-Cola syrup, right? There's recipes from Skyrim that I want to make. There's recipes from Guild Wars that I want to make. And I think that we can still incorporate a lot of these different kinds of streams, but still tie it back to gaming. And to, that thing that brings us all together, which I think is important to maintain. Ultimately, this is a gaming channel. If I were to do another channel that wasn't gaming related, well, I'd be doing everything on a different channel. But I feel like even if we're not doing actually playing video games, a lot of the stuff should still be as gaming related as possible, and that's what we'll experiment. We'll see what's new, what we can do going forward. You all have told me you believe in me a few times. I appreciate it. It's always in the back of my mind, and it makes me feel a bit better. Yeah, well, dude, like, I bitch and complain about stuff, right? But I couldn't ever imagine being in your position. And I'm not saying, like, I'm not being that guy that's like, oh, well, you know, you're so much worse than I am, or my stuff is so much worse than yours, or anything like that. Everyone deals with issues in their own way. And from my perspective, you're an absolute hero. And I mean, we've already had a conversation, sort of, about this in the past, saying that I don't. It's a perspective situation. We were talking about wheelchairs, and I was saying that I would feel trapped, and you were saying that it's not a trap, it's how you get around. It is your freedom, and I completely understand that. But of course, from my able-bodied perspective, it feels like a restriction. And I think that you have such a good attitude, and you give us hope, you know? You've taught me a few things about it. Like, it's something that's genuinely terrifying for me. The idea of ending up in a wheelchair, like, permanently. And so you from my perspective, you have such strength that I don't feel like I could ever have. It's not just that we believe in you. You've already proven that you're strong. That's fact. I hope that came off the right way. I hope I didn't, you know, say anything out of turn there. But, no, it's how I feel. You're such a hero. Well, that's kind of that's kind of put me in a painting myself into a corner there, but no, it's how I feel, and I think that's important that you understand. It's more than you no, it really isn't. I used to get shit from people because I used to say that I was never afraid of dying. Someone just trying to think what exactly it was. There was this one point where I was sitting right on the very edge of a really high building. And people were saying to me, oh, you need to come down from there, you might fall, oh my goodness, we're so scared, just come down. And I'm like, I'm not gonna jump. I'm not looking to unalive myself. I'm just sitting here. And they said, like, aren't you scared? It's like, no. But you could fall, you could die. And I said, whoa, okay, hang on. Those are two different things. Sure, I'm afraid of falling. I'm not afraid of heights. And I'm not afraid to die. But I am afraid of falling. I'm afraid of surviving. And I used to get so much shit for that. Because people didn't quite understand. I don't think. But boy, did I get some serious shit for that. I don't know why. Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't know why. I guess people think that I should have valued my life more or something. I don't know. It's not that I didn't value my life. It was literally just that the entire concept of, let's say, falling from the Empire State Building, right? You fall from the Empire State Building, you die. But in the event that you survive, would you really want to? And my thought is no. My fear of surviving something like that is far greater than my fear of dying, just in general. Yeah, I know, tangent, but there we go. There's that. So this is the loading zone. I'm guessing that it's a misunderstanding that you don't fear death, but the method of death. I don't. At the end of the day, I don't really care too much about the method of death. But the way I see it is that if I'm dead, I'm not going to remember it. But if I survive, I'm going to be living with the understanding, the true, full knowledge and experience of everything that went on. If I'm dead, it's over. If I'm still alive, and there's someone keeping me alive, stopping me from dying, it's just prolonging my suffering. That's the way I've always seen it, at very least. This is getting into a really edgy topic, but, you know, it's a reality topic, I guess. I would like to believe... Yeah, it's so cheery. It's brilliant, isn't it? But yeah, no, it's just some people seem to skip over the method part in my personal experience. Yeah, I think that's true. I think you're right. And like I said though, I was like I was afraid of falling. Sure, I'm not afraid of heights. I can stand on a high place and look down, not a problem. In fact, I way too often that voice in the back of your head telling you could survive that fall and telling you to jump. I don't like that voice. That voice is very convincing. When we go to our local mall, right? It's got 2 floors, and there's a like a cutout section in the middle. It's got a rail around it, so you can't just fall. But there's like a cutout section, and I always go up to the edge and look down. And I think I could survive that. Go on, jump! I dare you. I'm like, shut up. Oh yeah, it's definitely an intriguing topic. It's something that I think a lot of people are kind of afraid of talking about sometimes. People don't like to think about the morbidity of it, you know, but it's so sad. I'm not here to judge anyone else. Everyone has got their own perspectives. Everyone's got their own take on the life-death equation. And I don't know, I've always felt mourning was kind of selfish. Like, I understand it, don't get me wrong, I mourn myself, but I've always thought of mourning as being a selfish thing. Is that mourning isn't really for the person who's dead. It's for the people who are alive, and they're like, oh, I'm so sad that they're not going to be here anymore. People don't like it when you say that. Hey Joseph, welcome to the stream. Mourning is something for yourself, it's a self-process. Exactly. And that's what, yeah. And I feel like there's a lot of people like, oh, yes, he had 300 different kinds of cancer, but oh, if only he could live a little bit longer. It's like, no, let him go. He had 300 kinds of cancer, let him go. But, yeah, I don't really, I mourn. I feel sad, obviously, when, you know, it's a natural reaction. It's change, ultimately, you know. It's things are different now than they are never going to go back to the way they were. It's a reminder of one's own mortality as well. And, you know, that's not me saying, that's not me invalidating people who feel sad or who mourn over other people's deaths. Of course not. That's obviously natural. It's necessary for people to come to terms with it and move on. But it is a self thing. It's not about the person who died necessarily. It's about you. It's about getting through that fact that, oh yeah, this person is no longer around. I can't remember what actually got us onto this topic. Oh yeah, yeah, of course. So from my perspective, as the person who could potentially be the one dying, you know, yeah, okay, it kind of sucks for everyone else who's going to be mourning my death, all three of them. And for me, though, it's done. It's over. I'm good. We got here because of cooking. We did get here because of cooking. It's crabs all the way down. Yeah. And see, no, do you know what? I'm not going to talk about that part. I'm not going to talk about that part because that's a bit more personal. Not to me, but to the people who I was talking with at the time. But yeah. The way I see it, like I said, I'm not really afraid of death. Whether you believe or not, I feel like I am in... I've had a good long talk with God, and I feel like I'm in his good graces. So I don't feel like I'm... I don't think death has anything for me to fear. And I know that's going to be different for everyone else. Not everyone has the same religious beliefs. Not everyone believes in afterlife. A lot of people are really comforted by the thought that when you die, you literally just stop. There's a lot of people who are very comforted by the idea that there is nothing after death. So I'm not going to be here to tell you, oh, well, you need to get some church in you. That's not what I'm here for, you know? At the end of the day, I don't feel like that's necessarily my job. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable or feel like they don't belong here. Everyone belongs here at the end of the day. If this is any sort of church, it's a church of gaming. And I want to try to make people's lives as fun and interesting in this world as I can, and if you have that conversation with God or a God or any other God, maybe multiple, then that's between you and your relationship with that God. And you might be right, I might be right, we're not going to know until the end. But for me personally, I don't feel like death has anything that I have to fear. Death, where is thy sting? As Shakespeare wrote it. And I feel like that's for everyone else to discover for themselves, you know? My job here is to make your earthly life as fun as possible and talk about games and bring gamers together and play games together, enjoy this gaming fellowship that we love. For those coming into this is what the loading zone is for. Sometimes structured streams, sometimes talking about everything. Yeah, exactly. Loading zone is going to be a just chatting stream. So sometimes it's going to be like really structured. I've got an idea, we're going to watch this, or we're going to play, or not play this, or we're going to do this. Sometimes it's just going to be shooting the shit. And if you see me in chat, I apologize for derailing. Nah, you're not derailing, man. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, Red Wolf, welcome to the stream. How you doing, mate? While we have come to the end, a natural conclusion to this topic, I'm going to take us over to... going to take us back to the... to AneurynPlays chat room. There we go. Look at that. Look how easy that is. Isn't that nice? Isn't that just smooth? Look at that. Let me do that one again. How cool is that? I know it's a simple fade, but I just like it. It's a simple fade, but it works, you know? Imagine, if you will, me screaming the Australian word for stretched out into... Oh. Right. Yeah. He's talking about the Australian word for friend. And no, I'm not joking. I wish I was. Alright, so while we're here, while we've moved away from the loading zone, let's quickly look at what the schedule is going to look like going forward. Because I've already had people saying, stop it, don't do that, you're going to overdo it, it's going to be too much, please don't do more than one stream a day. It's going to be fine, trust me. Here's the schedule. And the schedule is going to show what games we're going to be playing in October. So hold on a second. On Monday, starting at 5 p.m, not 5:30, 5 p.m. Starting at 5 p.m. on Monday until 7 p.m, which is apparently 2 hours. I cocked this up. Did I cock this up? I feel like that should be 5:30 till 7. I cocked this up. It's supposed to be 5:30 till 7. Huh. Yeah, okay. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about that. 5:30 till 7. Don't worry, I'll fix it later. 5:30 till 7 p.m. will be the loading zone on Monday. And then at 7:30 until 11:30 will be our usual Monster Monday streams. That's what we're going to be doing on Mondays. That's what we're going to continue doing on Mondays. We don't have much time left for Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak. Come February, it's going to be Monster Hunter Wilds. And we're going to be starting a whole new journey in a new Monster Hunter game. I do have more things I want to talk about when it comes to that, but I'm going to wait until we're closer to the time. Because I want to talk about Monster Hunter stuff, or more Monster Hunter stuff in the future. So, Monster Mondays, we're going to be playing from 7:30 till 11:30, that's 4 hours, of Monster Hunter. with an hour and a half of loading zone before the stream starts. On Tuesdays, this is the big game day. So because it's the big game day, whether it be Legend of Zelda or Xenoblade Chronicles or games like that, they'll be played on Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Friday, like we used to. And it'll start at 6:30 and go till 11:30. So that's 5 hours. No streams on Wednesday. Wednesday is going to continue to be my day off. Then on Thursday at 5:30, we're going to have the loading zone. And we're going to have then a game at 7:30. We're going to start playing a game. These will be 2 separate streams. So, loading zone will end at 7:30. At 7. And there will be another waiting room ready to go live at 7:30. So there'll be 2 streams in the day, and they will be 2 separate streams. So that's going to be Thursday. On Friday, like I said, same as Tuesday, it's going to be the big game, 6:30 till 11:30. And then on Saturday, it's going to be the loading zone, and it's going to be... I'm going to try to include more community games, so that on Saturdays there's going to be more options for multiplayer. Now, obviously, I have to be very cautious about what games I say we're going to be playing. This is going to be multiplayer. Sometimes it will be streams that we have organized. Let's just say, for example, sometimes it's going to be Among Us. Let's say that. It's Among Us. It's never going to be Cake Bash because I like my new PC and I don't want it to burn. We might do Smash Bros. We might do Mario Kart. We already do Mario Kart on Saturdays. So, you know, Community Race Day will be on the Saturdays. But other Saturday streams could be Guild Wars 2. And, you know, people will be welcome to come and join us as we play through the story of our Guild Wars 2 characters. Kiko and I will be definitely playing Guild Wars 2 on Saturdays. And another game that we might play on Saturdays is Elite Dangerous. I know Red Wolf has been wanting to get back into playing Elite Dangerous. I've definitely been wanting to get back into Elite Dangerous. Kiko has been wanting to play Elite Dangerous. Kay has been wanting to play Elite Dangerous. Pretty much everyone that I know is like looking for an opportunity to play. And so we're going to actually get back to playing Elite Dangerous at some point. It's not going to be a regular thing. I'm not going to be able to say, oh yeah, we're doing it every Saturday. But we're going to do it some Saturdays, Elite Dangerous. We're going to do some missions. You guys can fly around with us. And it's going to be fun. It's just going to be fun. We're just going to hang out in space. How cool is that? Jackbox? Yes, definitely. Yeah, we can definitely include Jackbox on that list of games, because I'd like to get back to playing some more Jackbox as well. Jackbox is a really good game that allows anyone to join. And you know, there's very little risk. You know, there's some things which I need to watch out for that we don't, you know, allow people to have free reign to say racial slurs and such. But for the most part, Jackbox is pretty safe. I realize the GT Endurance is at 7 PM Saturdays, and that's the only time slot it's good. No! Oh, are you serious? You mean you're not going to be able to play Elite with us? Oh well, look, we might play it on other days as well. Like, when you see this layout, what we've got is what we've got here is the October. Make him multitask. Yeah, that's right. You need to set up your rig and your voice commands so that you can control your car and the ship at the same time. So this is the October setup. We'll get into the October games in just a moment, but what you would be seeing in the future, like as of November, it will be Monday, Loading Zone, and Monster Monday. Tuesday, whatever the big game is. So that could be, like I said, it could be a Legend of Zelda, it could be a Final Fantasy, it could be Saga, it could be Xenoblade Chronicles, etc. Thursday is going to be Loading Zone and either Stardew Valley or Minecraft. And it's going to be alternating back and forth, Stardew Valley and Minecraft. At some point, we may stop playing Stardew Valley. We've gotten pretty far into Stardew Valley right now, and there's a lot of things I still want to be able to achieve in the game, but I feel like we are coming close to an end on Stardew Valley. I don't think there's much longer that we can really go in it. So what we might end up doing is replacing Stardew Valley with something else. So we'll have like alternating Thursdays where we can play Minecraft and we can play Guild Wars, or we might play I don't know, some other shorter game. So not a main game, not like a Resident Evil or Zelda or a Final Fantasy, but something a little bit shorter, like an indie title, or something that's a little bit like a Sonic the Hedgehog, you know, where it doesn't take very long to play through. One of the games, I don't know if this would necessarily count, but Ion Fury is another game that I really, really want to play again. I don't know if I would do that on a Thursday. I would probably make that a main game, but Ion Fury is another game that it's a bit shorter. Helltaker is a really fun game that I think I finished the first time I finished it was under an hour. So, you know, that's something I could do on a Thursday. That sort of thing. But Thursday is also going to be a little bit more flexible. So sometimes we might not play Minecraft. Sometimes we might not play Stardew Valley. Sometimes it's just going to be, I want to play this game and I've got no other time in my schedule to do it, so we're going to play it on Thursdays. So rather than Thursday being as solid as it has been, I want Thursday to be more flexible. Friday is going to be, like I said, Final Fantasy, a Xenoblade, a Zelda, something like that. A big main game. And then Saturdays is going to be Loading Zone and a multiplayer game or a community race day, or again, if I just come up short and I go, you know what, I can't think of anything to play today, I'm going to chuck on some Yar's Revenge, you know? And we could play some Yars, or we could play some Breakout, or might, you know, whatever Atari game that I'm playing at the time. Might play some Berserk. I still want to get to number 1 in Berserk. I still want to get to number 1 in Yars Recharged. So those sorts of games, you might see them on Saturdays, you might see them on Thursdays. And that is basically how the schedule is going to look from November onwards. The schedule as it looks right now, however, like I said, this is going to be for Spooktober. So starting next week... Now, let me just double check that. Yes, starting next week, this is the schedule. So on Monday next week, we're going to have the first ever Loading Zone, followed by Monster Monday. Because, you know, monsters, that's spooky, that's Spooktober. So Monster Hunter is staying. We're going to be playing Monster Hunter. Resident Evil 2 Remake, we're going to be playing that. I'm going to be playing that on my Xbox. Finally, getting around to playing some Xbox games. On the Thursday, we're going to be having a Loading Zone, and we're going to be playing Getsu Fumiden on Nintendo Switch. Friday is Resident Evil 2, and then on Saturday it's Carrion on Switch. Now, from what I understand, Carrion is a game that I should be able to finish in one sitting. I'm not entirely sure on that, but based on the website How Long to Beat, it may be finishable in one sitting. It might take 2. So, yeah. After next week's streams, I'll be able to say with certainty whether or not we'll be moving on to other games. But I am kind of hoping that I'll be able to finish at least 6 games throughout October. And my goal is Resident Evil, Getsu Fumaden, Carrion, Stories Untold, Yomawari, and depending on how long it takes to finish Resident Evil 2, I would like to also try to play a game called Haunting Grounds. Or Haunting Ground, sorry. Which is kind of a spiritual successor to the Clock Tower. And it was released on PS2. Now, I don't have a physical copy at the moment. And I don't have the cable necessary to do so. So we might have to, you know, sail the high seas to play that one. But we'll see. We'll see how that one goes. What else we got? That's pretty much it, really. Let's go back to the regular chatting screen a second. So there was 2 things that I need to talk about that kind of overlap a little bit. Website and merch store. Now, we talked about this before I got my new PC. And it's frustrating to me because I keep making promises, and unfortunately I've not been able to live up to any of them. Have you tested streaming the Xbox yet? Yes. I can get the Xbox to I can stream the Xbox just fine. I've not actually done a stream with the Xbox, but I have tested it. It works just fine. Sorry, getting back to what we were saying. So we talked about merch store before. And Angela reminded me last Saturday about the merch store stuff. And it really annoys me, honestly. I can't tell you how disappointed I am in myself that I have not been able to do anything with the website and the merch store. I had a plan to get it done as soon as possible back in May, was it? But then everything just cascaded. It just was constant. So much annoyances happening one after another. And I just didn't get the opportunity to do it. I mean, Ritter Wolf and I were talking about getting stuff up and running on the server. I've got a server set aside ready to be turned into a website. But the problem was that Ritter Wolf was caught off guard, and I was caught off guard, and neither of us got the opportunity to actually work on it, and it sucked. I was so disappointed, and but we're gonna keep going for that. You know, it's not the end. We're not giving up on the website stuff. I'm a little bit. See, the website, what I'm planning to do with the website is I'm going to use probably WordPress and create a website and blog where I can do if not daily, I can do at very least regular articles, just things that I think about. I can start posting them, because there's some things which I feel like I am better at writing than I am at speaking. So I feel like there's some things I still want to do as written articles, so I'm going to start posting stuff to a website. But also using WordPress, there's a plugin which connects your WordPress account to your YouTube account. And so every time I stream, it'll show up on the website that I'm streaming. And also every time that a video gets posted to YouTube, it will create a new article automatically with the new video. So I feel like that's a good opportunity to have my videos and my streaming, all of my YouTube content being visible on a separate platform. Even if I don't get monetized on YouTube for whatever reason, I just chuck some advertising onto my own website, and there's nothing that YouTube can do about it, you know? So that's something that I still want to try to do. I want to get a website up and running. I'd love to get a new forum. I say a new forum. A ye olde forum. I still want to get a ye olde forum up and running on my own website. I'm not convinced that many people are going to join. And honestly, Discord is a lot better than I was expecting it to be. I didn't have a very high opinion of Discord when we were over on Gilded, and I feel like Discord has really improved since we used it back in 2020. So I'm quite happy with Discord as a whole, but ultimately Discord, there is still the concern that Discord isn't our forever home, you know? It's where we currently reside until such a point that Discord deems that we shouldn't be there, you know? At any point, for any reason. I mean, the reason that we moved away from Discord hasn't changed. Discord has a thing in their rules that if you get banned, or if you say something or do something on another platform that they disagree with, they will ban you from Discord because of your activity on other platforms. So the reason we moved to Gilded was because I was under a harassment campaign at the time of people calling me transphobic. If that happens again and Discord catches whiff of it, they could turn around and go, oh, these people think he's transphobic, we're going to delete his account. So, yeah. I learned a while ago that the internet has no forever. Yeah, you're right. In a very real... Some things that should be forgotten are often remembered forever, whereas things that often should be remembered are forgotten. But what I mean by a forever home is like a place that we control. Something that is within our control. A website, a forum that if anything happens, if for whatever reason we have to get off Linode, I can literally just download everything and re-upload it to GoDaddy. And if we lose GoDaddy, I can just download everything and re-upload it somewhere else. That's what I mean by a forever home. Something that I can literally back up and move elsewhere. And if absolutely necessary, if at some point I win the lottery or YouTube becomes so profitable for me that I reach the tiers of Mr. Beast and Logan Paul with the billions of dollars, I could buy a plot of land, build a house on it, and have that house full of servers. And that's where the internet, where our website would be, right there, you know? If we've got control over it, we can move it around. We can place it where we need it. And it may not be 100% forever. Build in Iceland, the cooling is cheap. That's a good point. Yeah. That's you're not wrong. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, you know, so long as we've got control over the data, we can move it around. We can place it somewhere else. We can chuck it up on a server in Russia and never get bothered by something. We could put it on a server in, well, I wouldn't want to put I was going to say Canada, but that wouldn't be a great idea. Yeah, we could build a house in Siberia, you know, and connect it via Starlink. We could put it in Greenland or Iceland and connect it, and it would be forever, in the sense that so long as I am alive, I can keep it alive, you know? Pay Mary to maintain it. But that's what I mean by a forever home. I mean, like, so long as I'm still doing this, it's something that's still accessible, and if we get kicked off of something, it just means I can move it somewhere else. The world has gone crazy, right? The world is well and truly taking crazy pills right now, and speaking common sense is commonly referred to as offensive. So I'm a little bit afraid. No, I'm not afraid. I shouldn't say that. But I am concerned about what the future might hold, and if other people have control of my data, well, that's kind of a scary prospect. So I want to be able to say that I at very least am able to control where my data is placed, and so that we can have a website and a forum, so that if Discord does go the way of the dodo, we can just go to the forum, because it's already built, it's already there. And same goes for the website. And getting back to what I was saying about the merch store, because that's all connected, is that at this point in time, I can't activate the merch store until I have a website. And I'll explain that one, because it's the way that Linode works, right? Linode doesn't charge you for hosting a domain name. However, it also doesn't serve the domain name unless you have an active account. You can see where my problem is. I don't have an active account because I don't have a website. And if I don't have a website, that means that the URL for my merch store isn't working. That's a problem. So, what we're going to be doing, or what I'm planning on doing, I haven't actually spoken to Ritterwolf about this yet, so this is the first time the Ritterwolf is hearing it. What I am going to be planning on doing is, over the next couple of months, working on getting something simple up as a website, so that I can have my URL served to the merch store. The merch store works on its own accord, but it's got a, it's got a ridiculous name. It doesn't have, it's not just my URL. It's www.fourthwall.com/, and that's not the best way. That's not the best way to tell people, hey, here's my merch store. So the URL I'll be using will be dimensiontripper.store. I already have it. I already have it paid for. And I need to get a website up and running on my service so that I can serve Fourth Wall with dimensiontripper.store. And the stuff that's going to be for sale on there at the moment, I don't have any pictures for you, unfortunately, but I do have, I can tell you exactly what it is will be available when the merch store is live. First of all, what I'm wearing right now, the Dimensional Pad hoodie, that's going to be available on the merch store. We've also got a Dimensional Pad t-shirt, which is going to be, you know, basically the same design, but it's a t-shirt instead of the hoodie. There's going to be an AneurynPlays logo t-shirt and hoodie, which is going to be, like I said, a black t-shirt, black hoodie with AneurynPlays, the what you can see there at the top right-hand side of the screen, written across the front of it. I'm tempted. I've been looking at the possibility of putting the Dimensional Pad logo on the sleeve for the AneurynPlays shirt, but I wasn't too sure. It didn't look great, so I might not end up doing that. But that's one of the things that I've been looking into. So there's going to be the Dimensional Pad hoodie and t-shirt. There's going to be the AneurynPlays hoodie and t-shirt. There is the Midnight Cat t-shirt, which is and hoodie, which is a grayscale pixel art of Dusty from Gravity Rush. You may have seen that artwork. I mean, have I reposted that? Oh man, let me have a look on the Discord. Did I repost that? No, I didn't. Okay, so I'll repost that at some point. But I think most of you have seen that artwork. At some point as well, you see now that I've got this hoodie artwork for myself, at some point in the very near future, we'll be able to swap the logo that is on this hoodie with other things, so expect to see a plethora of hoodies going forward. I need to post a picture of my office shelves for Mint and everyone to see. Oh, you guys, oh yeah, you did, you mentioned that earlier on. Yeah, I'll post pictures of the office, because we've got some new shelves since I last took pictures. So yeah, I'll post some pictures of the office into Discord. So there's going to be the Midnight Cat design. Let me see if I can find... I should have a copy of that, so I should be able to pull it up. Hold on. Image. Yeah, Image. That's what I'm looking for. Midnight. Spell it correctly. Okay. Browse. Merch store. Oh, I've also got... Yeah, oh, hang on. I'll get back to that one. Projects? No? I found it. Oh, wow, that's huge. Okay. Okay. There you go. So, yeah, that will be available as a hoodie and as a t-shirt. I think I've also got that one set up as a print, so you can actually get that as a print on canvas. You should be able to at very least, I think. I think that's what I've got it set up for. So that's, yeah, Midnight Cat. I'm going to be doing some more grayscale pixel art stuff that I want to put up on the merch store under what I've been calling the Pixel Collection. So this will be the first of my pixel art t-shirts and hoodies that will be available on the merch store. And there's one other thing which I completely forgot about until I just saw it right then as I was looking for this one. But there's also let's see now. This is going to be huge as well. Yep. There's also going to be this one. The retro D-pad is what it's called. So that's another one that I've been working on. Make sure that it looked right and it was the right sort of colors and that the print looks okay. And from what I understand, it does. So there's going to be a t-shirt and a hoodie with that chrome look retro D-pad as well. So currently there are 4 different designs and 2 to 3 items for each design. So that's what we've got going. And I'm hoping that we can get the merch store up and running by November. So the way I'm currently looking at it is that I will do a birthday stream, and on the birthday stream I will open up the merch store. That's what I'm currently looking at doing. Let me just see what when is my birthday? My birthday is right in the middle of a week. Okay, so possibly Saturday the 30th will be a birthday stream for me, or possibly Saturday 23rd, depends whenever I feel like doing it. And during that stream I will reveal the merch store. I hope that answers questions about that. Like, I know that Angela brought it up. She was asking about merch. And I have had a few other people asking me about merch stuff as well. So I hope that answers your questions at very least for now. Because that's going to be like 2 months away. It's going to be the end of November. There is always the possibility that things could change, but at this moment in time, we've got Spooktober, which is going to be starting next week, and then at the end of October, we've got we're going to go back to normal streams for November. There's going to be my birthday stream at some point at the end of November where I'll reveal the merch store. And then is there anything that's going to happen in December? The last 2 weeks of December, or possibly the last week of... Yes, the last week of December, the first week of January, I'm going to be taking time off. Yes, there will be some Christmas Civ, but that's going to be... I don't know if I'm going to be streaming that. Because I think it's better for us to actually just play together than to try to figure out a day to stream Christmas Civ. So, we'll just do that on the Discord. But yeah, definitely down for some Christmas Civ. Yeah, we talked about this before because there's been a few times where we've not been able to play Monster Hunter on stream. I am more interested in playing with you guys than streaming. Like, ultimately, I enjoy streaming, but if it's a choice between playing with you guys and streaming it, it's going to be playing with you guys. So, if we're going to be playing some Christmas Civ, it might be too difficult to stream it, so instead we're just going to do it on the Discord. and I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, we could do some screen sharing so that so long as everyone is going to be what's the word I'm looking for? It'll be the honor system, so that you don't cheat. But we'll do some screen sharing on the Discord so that everyone can see what we're playing. That should be fun. I hope that'll be fun. I hope people will enjoy that. Whether they get to play or not. So that is basically it. And I said that I said at the beginning of this stream that this was only probably going to be about a 2-hour stream, and damn, I was so I'm spot on. It's currently 8:30. It's about to tick over to 8:30, and I'm basically out of topics. So, with everything that I've had to say done, I'm going to leave it open now for everyone else. If anyone's got any questions, now is the time to do so. I mean, technically, any time that we do a loading zone is the time to do so, but yeah, you know what I mean. If you got any questions about what we've talked about today, I suppose I haven't really talked much about upcoming games, but yeah. What's 9 plus 10? 21. Being too busy fighting Bobs on my PC. So actually, there is one other thing I could talk about. It's upcoming games. So, like, we've already talked about what games I'm going to be playing throughout Spooktober. Starting with November. Because I wanted... It's really annoying. I really wanted to play Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. But I'm not going to be able to play it because, obviously, it literally just came out. And next week is going to be Spooktober. So when we come back after October, when we come back to normal streams in November, we're going to play Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. After Echoes of Wisdom, we're going to have a crack at starting Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The first Wednesday back... Let's have a look a second. Hang on. No, Thursday, sorry. So, Thursday the 7th of November, we're going to be playing Minecraft. And we're going to start playing Guild Wars 2 on some Saturdays. So, that'll be in November. I'll be starting a new character in Guild Wars 2. I think Kiko is going to be starting a new character in Guild Wars 2 as well. And we're basically going to go through, do the main story of our characters. And what we're going to try to do is we'll start new characters and play through their stories. So their stories can be separated off. And you can watch through the entirety of their story, as well as then being able to join us if you're also playing Guild Wars 2. We finally get to play as Link, right? Oh my goodness! A Legend of Zelda where you get to play as Link. Shocking. Please also debate the value of garlic versus cayenne. Cayenne has got much higher value than garlic. Specifically when used to make said grilled cheese. Right, I 100% cannot abide the use of garlic, and that is purely because I am allergic to it. Cayenne is amazing though, I love cayenne. Cayenne is so good. Just finished Yakuza 5, nice. Actually, the Yakuza series is another series of games that I really want to get into, and I think we'll start that next year. I apply paprika to pretty much everything. That's Hey, that's the way to go. Spice up your life and all that jazz. A valid reason any other would have you cast out into the wilds. Yeah, I can't drink garlic. No, apparently. From what I understand, most people can't drink garlic, but I can't eat garlic either. I get a really bad stomach. Prefer Spice and Wolf. I haven't watched the new one. Okay, I watched the original Spice and Wolf back in the day, and I thought it was fantastic. I genuinely loved Spice and Wolf. And then I came back to watch it last year, and I couldn't watch it. I just couldn't. I tried my best, but I couldn't. It was so slow and boring. I think it's different when you watch it for the first time, because you don't know what's happening, you don't know what's coming. But when you've seen it already and you're watching it again, it's just like, it just drags on for so long. I want to watch the new one though. I think the animation of the new one looks gorgeous, and I'd love to watch it, but I'm afraid that I'm just gonna be like, this is so boring. But I definitely would still recommend Spice and Wolf for anyone who's never seen it. For anyone who's never seen it, watch Spice and Wolf. It is a fantastic series. You might not like it the second time. You should never cook for me. Yeah, no, garlic. I've had some really bad situations with garlic, unfortunately. It's not been like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna die, but it's been rough. It's been difficult, to say the least. Video game pet peeve, unskippable credits. Yeah. No. I don't really care too much about credits, honestly. Once I finish the game, if the credits are still going to keep rolling, I can just get up and walk away. The things that what I have issues with is unskippable cutscenes that take place directly after a checkpoint. So if you die or lose or whatever, and you go back to the checkpoint, you have to watch the cutscene again. There is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that. That is BS. The idea that you have to sit and watch through a cutscene that you've possibly seen already like 5 or 6 times just so you can go in and fight the boss again, which you might lose because maybe you haven't figured out the technique yet. There's absolutely zero excuse for that. Dark Riku. Yeah, exactly. There we go. Dark Riku. 100%. The Dark Riku fight is bullshit. And Iron's not beating the vampire allegations. Yeah, well, look. I can't eat garlic. I don't like going out in daylight. I can see better at night. Yeah, I'm definitely not beating the vampire allegations, that's for sure. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, rare meat. I prefer my steak slightly dead. I heard you like cutscenes, so now you have to watch the same 6-minute cutscene each time you lose. There's a lot of games like that, though, unfortunately. Like, back in the day, it was just one of those things. But Kingdom Hearts had it, but there was a few of them where, man, just ridiculously long cutscenes, and then you die and you go back and, oh. And it's not necessarily cutscenes either. It's like sometimes it's like in-game conversations. Like if you Final Fantasy VII, for example, right? In Final Fantasy VII, when you just get out of Midgar and you go to Calm, and you've got that whole sequence where Cloud is telling everyone the story of when he went back to Nibelheim and the day he was hanging out with Sephiroth and all that, being a fanboy. And if you forget to save and you die, you gotta go back and rewatch all of that again. Like, it's a sequence where it's literally just people talking. There's no real action. There's not even any real fights or random battles or anything. It's just clicking through people talking. It's like the worst sequence in the entire game. Yes, I am speaking from experience. I'm an idiot. I saved the game before going into Calm because I figured at the time I was new to it, so I'd never played all the way through Final Fantasy VII before. I saved on the world map before going into Calm, and I didn't save in the inn. And I went out into the world to go to the you go out to the Chocobo farm, and then you go across the swamp where the Midgard Zolom is. And it's at that point in time, it's an unwinnable fight. If you get attacked by the Zolom, it's an unwinnable fight. So I didn't know that you needed to get a Chocobo to go across the swamp. So I'd done this whole it's almost an hour long, the whole sequence of talking, and then going over to the cave. And I see the shadow of the snake in the swamp, and I think to myself, I can get across there. That's not a problem. So I start running across, and of course the snake bounces off the side and it comes straight for you. And I got hit by the Zolom, and I got KO'd. Completely and entirely complete team wipe. And it goes to the game over screen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, when did I save? I reloaded, and the save was before Calm. So I had to go through the entire flashback sequence again. That was rough. That's like an entire hour of game that I had to redo. That sucked. That sucked so hard. Yeah, big Fs. So Chelsea ability to see the dog. Right, I'm starving. I'm gonna go stuff your no worries, Wolf. You go have a good one. We'll actually chat in a little bit, I think, about setting up the website stuff. I kind of need Wolf to do the website stuff. I can do websites, like I can build websites. I can make them look pretty. The problem is the back end stuff, the server stuff. It's a little bit above my pay grade, right? I can do some server-side stuff. I can do enough on server-side that I know that the auto installer doesn't do what I want it to do. But I don't know enough about the back-end server-side for websites to be able to do it myself. So I'm at that little like valley area, that valley of knowledge is like, I know enough to know that the thing doesn't work the way I want it to, but I don't know enough to be able to do it myself. So the burden of a little bit of knowledge. It's kind of like where I'm at with Street Fighter. If I play Street Fighter, I am very likely going to beat most people here. Street Fighter 2 especially. I love Street Fighter 2. I haven't played it in a long time, and I actually had some trouble against the computer when I was playing the CPUs. I had a little bit of trouble recently playing Street Fighter 2, but for the most part, I am really good at Street Fighter 2, and so most people I know are not as good as me at Street Fighter 2. However, I'm not good enough to be a pro. So if I was to go pro, I'd get my ass handed to me. So I'm in that, once again, in that little valley where I'm so good that people don't want to play with me, and I'm not good enough to actually play with people who would actually put up a challenge. I always seem to find myself in that little rut. It's annoying. Very, very annoying. So, actually, I've got some questions for people who are still here. How many people here have got Guild Wars 2? I think, Wasusa, you've got Guild Wars 2, yeah? I know I do. I know Kiko does. I know Kay does, but she's not here. I think Mint said... I might be wrong. Does Mint have it? Christ, it's still going. Oh my goodness. Lainey, have you ever played Guild Wars 2? I know for a fact, Wasusa, that you've got Guild Wars 1, because you're actually still in our guild. Or you were still in the guild. You were still in the guild up until the point where I remade the guild. So, yeah. You were still in the guild in Guild Wars 1. You haven't yet, but you have thought about it. Righto. Kay's been playing it a lot. Yeah, she's been loving the new expansion. And it looks really good, too. Oh, Joseph does? Oh, brilliant. Okay, so this is my plan for Guild Wars 2. Is that like I said, Kiko and I are going to create new characters, right? And we're going to play through the characters' storylines. And what we're going to do is we're going to, like, open it up for anyone to just join us on an adventure. So because Guild Wars is very open, it doesn't require you to have a certain squad dynamic or anything. It's just whatever you want to do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start new characters, and we're gonna play through those characters' stories. And anyone is gonna be welcome to join us to play through those stories with us. So yeah. I've not played those since any of the expansions. No, I don't have any expansions either. So we're going to be starting off on the first expansion. And we're not going to put any limitations on people. We're not going to say, oh, you have to use a particular class or anything. Anyone can just play wherever they want to play. It's not a big deal. I'm going to be playing as a char engineer. And if everyone wants, if you want to do, okay, this is one option which I thought about would be pretty cool. But if everyone wants to create a char character and we run around as a char warband, I think that would be pretty sick. But I'm not gonna say you have to. Charmander. I'm gonna have to slap you, Wasusa. I've been playing a Char Ranger, but also swapping out with a new Asura Guardian. Alright, so hang on. I've been logged out, but as you can see here, I've tried this Norn character. I've tried my best at playing as a melee character. Melee isn't for me. Melee isn't for me. I don't get it. I don't get melee whatsoever. I'm looking forward to using shotguns and yeah, I'm looking forward to shotguns, flamethrowers, bombs, but most certainly not melee. I'm probably going to delete this character because I'm just not getting it. The only way I can win is if I go into an area where I'm slightly overpowered, and that's, yeah. I'm not good with melee. I'm gonna let other people be good at melee. I'm gonna stand back and just attack things from a distance. That's the way I like to play. Even in Monster Hunter, right? I may not use a bowgun. I use a Swordmaster weapon in Monster Hunter, but it's still a long sword. It's still ranged, okay? Right? If we were playing Magic the Gathering, the long sword has reach, right? So I'm a melee fighter at range. That's the way I like to be. And Engineer is pretty cool. It's really complicated, honestly, with all of the weapon kits that you can swap between. But yeah, you can flamethrower, fantastic. Throwing bombs, perfect. Shotgun, I do love me shotgun. And one of the other options that Engineer can take is shield and pistol. Yes, I like this. Shield and pistol. I'm 100% behind this. So yeah, I'm going Char Engineer. There's no other. That's where I'm going. Char Engineer. I do like my Engineer. I like Ranger too, and I do have a Ranger character that's max level, but I want to try something a little bit different because I usually play Ranger. Like if I play Skyrim, I always go into Skyrim in my head thinking, oh, I'm gonna do like a magic build this time. Or I go into it thinking, maybe I could do like a melee build, like dual axe. That would be really cool. And then I inevitably end up being a stealth archer. I always end up being a stealth archer. So yeah. So I'm not gonna be a stealth archer in Guild Wars 2. I'm gonna focus with Engineer, I think. Joseph says, I have a human warrior that looks like me with the name spelled backwards. Epsodge? Epsodge? No. Pesodge. Or do you mean like Athro backwards? Oretta, that's pretty good actually. And I have an Asura Mesmer named Athro. In Guild Wars 1, I was big into Mesmer. You know, I might play Guild Wars 1 a little bit as well on stream. We've kind of got a plan. Myself, Kiko, and Kay. We're going to be playing through all of Guild Wars 1, but we're probably going to record that. It's probably not going to be a stream. But at some point we might play Guild Wars 1, like if I need to do some leveling or something and just do some level grinding. So we're going to be playing through Guild Wars 1, and I've got a Mesmer. And my Mesmer is an illusionary weapon Mesmer. which is a fantastic build. So, what Illusionary Weapon does is the weapon that you are holding deals no damage. But for every hit, you deal a set amount of armor-piercing damage. So, like, the spell decides how much damage you deal, rather than your weapon. So you can use a crappy weapon and do loads of damage, because it's just an illusionary weapon, right? There's a little bit of a... not really a glitch, but there's a little bit of a cheat you can do with Mesmer with illusionary weapon. And it's if you use a scythe. Now, of course, a Mesmer is a magic build. It's a magic class. They call them scholar classes. So, Mesmer is a scholar class. And so, Mesmer doesn't have the necessary stats to make scythes or swords usable. That's why you use illusionary weapon. But because illusionary weapon is based on hits, even if your weapon doesn't do any direct damage itself, a scythe hits 3 times. If there are multiple enemies in front of you, you will hit 3 of them with one swing. So a Mesmer with illusionary weapon is, and carrying a scythe is an absolutely ridiculous build. And I love it. I love it. It's such a good build. I love it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Guild Wars. Like, it's been such a long time. I've been out of the loop massively. And I think when it comes to games, I don't want to get into World of Warcraft, right? I think even people who do play World of Warcraft, I think they would understand when I say, I don't really want to get into World of Warcraft. And I have such a vast background in Guild Wars, because I played the original Guild Wars since it released, until the release of Guild Wars 2. That I just want to go back to it, and it's also a game that I feel like it's more accessible for people who don't really want to play an MMO consistently. Because it's a single... Yeah, it is. It's hard to invest in an MMO. It definitely is. I think the thing with Guild Wars that makes it easy to invest in, though, is the fact that it's a single purchase and it doesn't have a subscription. And in fact, it doesn't even need to be a single purchase. It's a... up until a certain point, it's got a free play mode. It's kind of like Final Fantasy 14, in that it's got a free play mode. So I think that, you know, not having a subscription makes Guild Wars 2 a really easy game for people to get into, because it's just, alright, single purchase, I'm buying the game, I get to play now, you know, and then you buy the upgrades, the expansion packs, rather than paying monthly to play. When you pay monthly to play, there's this nagging feeling that you need to be playing more to get your money's worth. I often found when I played, because I played a little bit of World of Warcraft back in the day, and I've played a couple of other games that have had subscription fees, and it really just, it made it feel like a job, because I felt like I needed to play. Eve, I played Eve. It really felt like a job, and I didn't like that. because I always felt like I needed to be online, because if I wasn't online, I was wasting my money. So Guild Wars, going back to Guild Wars was amazing, and then Guild Wars 2 released, so that was... But unfortunately, I didn't go back to Guild Wars 2. I don't know what happened, but it's just like, we all kind of fell out of it at the same time, which sucked, because I was really looking forward to playing through as a guild, you know? Take it from me, someone who's been playing since 2009, there's a lot to catch up on, and it's borderline not worth it for a while. Yeah, no, understandable. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. I mean, if I wanted to catch up on the lore and stuff, I don't think I would have much of a problem with that, because if it's something I enjoy, I don't see... Like, I know a lot of people complain that they want to get into One Piece, but it's so long that it's going to take too long for them to play, to read through it all or watch through it all, and I'm just like, but if it's something you enjoy, then isn't it being really long a good thing? And I mean, that's the way I see it, very least. If I liked One Piece, I'd be over the moon at the fact that it's so long. But yeah, yeah, you buy the expansions when you get them, exactly. So you don't have to buy all the expansions up front. You can do, and that does give you the ability to do certain things, like mounts. Mounts was in one of the expansions. So if you've got the expansion, you can get a mount from the start, but if you don't, you can't use a mount. So there is some good reason to get the expansions for Guild Wars 2. And but I would look to get them when they go on sale, because I saw the first 3 expansions on sale for like $20, and I'm gutted that I didn't buy them when they were on sale. But apparently they go on sale pretty regularly, so there may be a winter sale around Christmas time where you could get all of the expansions for like $20. Or the first 3 expansions at very least for $20. So that might be a good opportunity. As for when we're going to play, that'll be probably starting in November. And it'll be on Saturdays. So if people want to join us for some Guild Wars 2, and if you want to start a new character when we start, I will make sure to let everyone know ahead of time that when we're going to be starting. And I would recommend that everyone on the Discord joins the Guild Wars 2 group, so that I can tag you and let you know, hey, we're going to start playing this soon. That's probably the best way to do it. But I think with that one, we're going to bring today's stream to a close. Unless anyone's got any other questions that they want to ask about today's stream, about what we're going to be doing in the future, etc. If you've got any questions, throw them at me like right now, or else we're going to call it for tonight, I think. I got to go. Beast needs to be let out and the internet gets slow again. No worries, Menace. You have a good one. We'll catch you next time. One Piece really isn't as long as it looks. Just skip intro, outro, summary, last episode, and they're like 50 minutes. That's true. Yeah. Dragon Ball Z is the same. I'd love to see a supercut. I'd love to see a supercut, because I reckon they would remove so much of the episodes, because there's so much of the episode is taken up by last time on and rehashing things that were said or done in the last episode. It's so, yeah. How do I join a games role on the server? Okay, so to be able to join a games role on the server, what you want to do is, when you're logged in, obviously, go up to the top left in the channels list, and there's a channel called Channels and Roles. And when you click on that, you can select which roles you want to add yourself to. There's 2 questions to answer. One of them is just what games you want to be tagged for, and the other one is consoles to be tagged for, which it's got Atari, Sega, Nintendo, Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. You don't necessarily need to worry about that, but that one's so easy. That was like a checkbox. But for the games, because there's so many of them, you have to type it in. And there should be one for Guild Wars 2. There isn't a role for Guild Wars 1 at the moment, but we're not entirely sure what we're doing with Guild Wars 1. There is, however, a channel for Guild Wars 1. So if you're in the game chat rooms, where all the other, game-specific chat rooms are, you should be able to find a Guild Wars 2 chat room and a Guild Wars 1 chat room. And that's where we will talk about what we're going to be doing moving forward with those games and how we're going to be streaming them. DBZ Kai was cut down. It was cut down, but they still had the last time on and the next time on and all that sort of stuff. But the Kai version was a lot closer to the manga. I've got nothing. I'm going to go back to Fire Emblem. Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, I enjoyed watching Kai. The only problem with Kai is that it didn't do the Boo Saga. Like, it stopped at Cell Saga. That kind of sucked. You had a supercut of the original Dragon Ball? Dude. Man, the amount of time and effort that goes into building that fans put into creating stuff like that is amazing. It's genuinely amazing. It shows that it's a labor of love, But yeah. So yeah, if you want to join us for Guild Wars, that's going to be something that we will play on Saturdays. If you want to join us for Minecraft, we do have a Minecraft server, of course, that you can join. If you want to join the Minecraft server, do let us know in the Guilded. We have a channel for the Virtual Fantastic server specifically, so go into that channel and let us know that you want to join the server, and we will add you to it. If you want to play, what are we going to play? Mario Kart. We're going to continue to do the monthly community race day. So that's going to be mostly Mario Kart, but we may also... I've been wanting to try to play Sonic Robo Blast Kart. I didn't get much of, by way of, a response when I talked about doing that. But I would like to do it because it's a free game. And it's a fun game. Sonic Robo Blast is really fun. I think people would enjoy it if they gave it a chance. So do look into Sonic Robo Blast Kart. That's actually a really fun game. Other than that, just be on the lookout for when we're playing Jackbox. And wherever other Elite Dangerous is another one. Did I say Gilded? Discord. I may have hit my head. Yeah, it's force of habit. Yeah. The thing I hated about Kai was they changed a bunch of the music. Yeah, no, I like Dragon Soul. Dragon Soul's a fantastic song, in my opinion. I especially like the Japanese version. But, yeah, no, I missed the original Dragon Ball Z music. Yeah, so there's a lot that's going to be happening in the future. Like I said, the overlays weren't necessarily the biggest part of this stream, but now everyone is now everyone knows what we're going to be doing, how the streams are going to continue from here on out. We're going to be going back to 5 streams a week as of next week. 8 streams a week as of next week, because there's going to be the 3 extras. Spooktober, lots of spooky games and horror games that we're going to be playing next month. And then in November, we're going to be going back to normal, but sticking with the 8 streams a week. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. This is going to be an experience. So, yeah. I hope this has answered any questions. As of today, I am hopeful that the chaotic era of AneurynPlays is over and done with. I'm already done with this story arc, you know? I think it's a terrible story arc. A lot of people dropped it. They didn't want to read it because it was so bad. And we're going to go back to form, I think, from this point onwards. So thank you for everyone who listened. If you've watched this after the fact, please do consider leaving a comment. Heck, leave a comment even if you have been here, because I do read all the comments and I do try to respond to all of them if it's something I can respond to. If you've got any further questions that you haven't been able to ask, or you didn't think about until later, throw them into the comments, because I will respond, I will answer your questions, and I will make sure that everyone is up to speed. I'm looking forward to next week, looking forward to Monster Hunter on Monday, so come along if you want to play some Monster Hunter with us. We play Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak on Nintendo Switch, so do come along and hunt with us. It is free and open for everyone to join in. We don't want to leave anyone behind. And if you're just starting off in Monster Hunter as well, you're welcome to join us. We might be, basically gods. we might be able to one-shot some of the monsters that you're fighting, but that's fine. We're still very happy to get weaker weapons and come and join you on your hunts as you work your way up the ranks. So yeah, everyone, literally everyone is welcome. Just make sure that you let us know. Make sure that you let us know if you're still in low rank, because if you get dragged into a master rank fight, you're gonna have some problems, and we're gonna have problems. Because you're going to be dying all the time. So, yeah. Everyone is welcome. Just make sure that we know what your limitations are. And we very gladly help you level up. Aside from that, if you've enjoyed this stream, do consider leaving a like. Dislike it if you dislike it. It doesn't matter to me. It's all interaction. As far as YouTube is concerned, they don't care if you put a thumbs up or a thumbs down. That's interaction. And so, yeah, go for it. And if you're new here and you're interested in what we've got planned for the future, do consider subscribing so that you know when we're going to be live next. But with that one, I'm going to say a big thank you to everyone who's joined us. And be good to yourselves. Be excellent to each other. Play more video games. And until I see you, I wish you all peace and high scores. Good night, everyone.